Okay.
Those highway guys, they're overworked,
All right.
underpaid, and tired. And they're
Good
tired.
evening. It is after 6 o'clock. I will call this February 2nd meeting of the Board of Selectmen to order. If you'd all please stand and join me in saluting the flag. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. First up, executive session minutes from December 1st. And then we have minutes from January 5th. An executive session from January 5th. I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So moved. Second.
Motion made, second, all in favor?
Aye.
So, warrants. I'll entertain a motion to approve general warrant number 1039 for $778,807.95. Payroll warrant number 16 for $337,856.55. And warrant number 1038, school warrant number 1038, $153,205.24.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. CARES Act. We got some.
Got some. School, Mark Smith dropped off a bill for a test, and then one for TPX phone installation.
Okay. Do we have a handle on the money yet?
Not quite.
Okay.
I'm gonna get a balance from Nancy. We have to make a couple transfers and then it should be all set.
On the CARES Act stuff?
CARES Act, yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
So the first one is speech therapy for the school, $624.97. Oh, wait a minute. They want $624.97, and then they say they want $624.98. Do we know which one it is? Because I'm sure that penny will drive somebody crazy when they try to...
I'll double check.
All right, well, whatever it is, I guess we can approve it for the higher amount, and if it's lower, great.
So moved. Second.
All in favor of that?
Aye.
The next one is heating and air conditioning upgrades to the school, $1,640.05. And that was money that was put in to change out filters to scrub the air, I guess. I have a motion on that one.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Harrington,
That was through the police.
is police related evidently?
Chief Smith said he talked to you about it. It was a COVID test that someone had to get.
Yeah, I know there was an exposure, but this is just, looks like one officer, but it's $198 for, that'll be coming out of CARES Act money anyway. So, motion on that one?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And then this is what, the phones?
Yes, it's just the installation fee that's coming out of CARES.
Okay, $462.90 for the,
$375 for the installation.
oh, the one circled down here?
Yep.
Okay, $375. Motion on that one?
The phones for what? So moved.
The new phone system that we got.
Okay.
The upgraded phones that they put in all the
Okay.
offices.
Yep. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, then what? Appraisal letter
Did you want to, yeah, I have it here, if you wanna sign it, or if you wanna take a little longer to review it.
Did we ever get anybody else to give us a price on that?
No, Jason, did you find anyone to do
No.
appraisal stuff?
So
Did
we
you-
know.
Talk with them, Jason?
Huh?
Did you talk with them about doing,
I did. I talked to this guy.
yeah, and what did he say?
He lowered the price.
Oh, okay,
Considerably.
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
Yeah. He lowered the price because I told him what our
Oh, yeah.
concerns were and,
Yeah,
um,
we don't need the whole 80-page.
yeah. He thought we did for various number of reasons, but I didn't think we did, but.
Yeah,
But he still, this still includes that narrative, but he dropped the price significantly, so.
that was the aim.
Yeah. So you okay with this now? Do you want to approve this, or do you want to, see if we
It
can,
went down $1,000, right?
$1,100 bucks?
$1,100, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm good with it.
I'm good with it.
I haven't been able to find anybody else to do it. So.
Yeah.
All right, so,
You
motion?
wanna sign this one, and I'll send this one back to you?
Motion?
I move to approve the appraisal services of daily appraisal services for property you were looking at.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
That just needs one. All right, so, on to new things. So, the cemetery commission, Jason, you had something we needed to talk about with the
Yeah, we've
cemetery.
got the complete streets and the west side infrastructure grant for that section of town, and the Maple Street Cemetery falls into probably both of those. And the retaining wall is actually falling apart, and it's in pretty bad shape down the other end, down the end of Maple Street. And if that could be added to anything in that, we're not sure how that would work, but it'd be great. And as far as making things look nice, we talked about in the commission, putting gates around the cemetery as well as probably a flagpole and some benches. So if you want to add to that, or
Yeah, I mean, at one point, the cemetery used to have an iron gate. Maybe you might even have some photos of it. You can still see the drill holes in the wall. So
Yep.
there was an iron fence around the entire cemetery, which is long since gone. And like Jason had said, the walls, there's a lot of water comes off the hill. There's a stairway further down Maple Street that there's been a lot of erosion around. You know, it's kind of been neglected over the years. Also by Jim's Pizza, there's also a wall that's kind of fallen apart there too. So it's, you know, it's a focal point in the center of town, but it's just hasn't seen a lot of attention in the past many decades.
Yeah, if we have grant money,
I don't know.
or we're going for grant money, that
Yeah.
whole,
Well, they're doing we got the complete streets. We don't know where that would fit into that, and we don't know where it would, if it would fit into the west side infrastructure or not, as either. So that's why we're bringing it up now, so it's on people's
Oh.
radar.
yeah, so you want to
Yeah.
get it into the.
Yeah, into the mix.
Yeah,
Well, the west side is Main Street to where? High Street? Is that the west side?
It incorporates Maple Street, Bachelor Drive,
Mount Pleasant?
Mount Pleasant, that grid.
yeah, because
there.
didn't it come down from
So
like,
around the corner, down High Street,
It's
and,
yet to be defined, you know, we're still working on.
yeah,
First of all, the money is gonna be part of it, and that may dictate how much we're gonna get done.
yeah.
And the variables there are, at this point, completely unknown.
What does that encompass? The
Sewer.
piping underneath, the
Yeah,
water,
sewer,
sewer,
water,
gas, everything?
Not necessarily gas, but the gas company,
They'd probably jump in,
they'll jump in.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it'd be that whole block there.
Mhm.
What's the one in the middle, the street? I can never remember that.
The Chestnut?
Chestnut Street.
That's the west side infrastructure you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
yeah, it's everything west of Main Street from
And with the,
Bell, I thought.
How far down would that
To
go?
Spring.
Spring Street?
that'd be my guess, yeah,
Yeah.
at this point.
Yeah.
I don't know
Oh,
if
no.
complete streets would
No, no.
fit into that profile, because
Summer
it has to
Street,
be a
yeah.
project that was already listed, and I don't think
From
it's
Summer
on there,
Street
but we
up?
have other grants we're looking at, that doesn't mean we can't figure out how to get that fixed too, so.
Yeah, have you
I
guys
don't
looked
think
at
Complete streets is gonna work with
grant
that.
options? Are there anything for
No.
that kind of fix?
Haven't done a lot of investigating.
Yeah,
So, well, it have to be defined, how bad the wall is, and, it's quite expensive to rebuild a retaining wall. It's not just take the blocks down.
Yeah.
Dig out behind it.
Yep.
Stabilize the backbone.
It
Do those
is-
trees have to come down to the big maples, or?
We've been taking them down as
Yeah.
they've been
Falling down?
dying. And we've taken down quite a few of them in the last few years that
Yeah.
were problematic and dangerous. A couple of them were really dangerous.
Yeah.
I wonder if
But,
it would be worth taking them down and putting some new ones 10 feet back so that the roots don't.
Well, I think then you end up into the graves.
Is it that close? I don't know.
It's pretty close.
Yeah,
Yeah, right now they sit pretty much on the wall, a lot of the big ones that are left.
yeah. Right, but I don't know where the graves start.
And that's part of the problem.
Yeah.
It could
Yeah.
be ground out. Not necessarily moved, but ground.
Not dug, but
Right.
ground down. Yeah.
But from down by that stairway, the wall itself is actually pretty bad, so.
Yeah.
well, can you put together a list of some, the projects that need to be completed? I think we could probably isolate them in different steps or phases, right? So first we need to do this and then that and then, you know,
And maybe
Or, yeah,
define which grant might work best.
yeah, if we
For-
get
for
that
the
from you,
funding.
Kurt, we might be able to pass that into a grant to be able to, like, we would need something from you
Mhm.
in order to.
On that road and doing the sidewalks, that wall will probably come down.
Right.
It's that bad at the other
I
end.
don't know if we have that particular sidewalk on our list though. But I don't know, because I'll be honest with you, if you guys go online too, there's a whole sidewalk, CMRPC did a, analysis of all the sidewalks in our downtown area, and that one might be on it, I'm not sure. You can literally go on it, it'll tell you if it's a good or a bad sidewalk, which helps with the Complete Streets projects. And there's usually pictures of them too and the problems that they have, so it's very interactive and it's pretty cool.
Do we have
Yeah.
any good ones? Are there any
Um,
good?
Yeah, actually, the
that
Common
short.
has a couple good
Yeah.
ones, because they just redid that whole area.
Well, yeah.
But there's some really
yeah.
bad ones.
Yeah, well, that's why I
There's a lot
asked.
of them that
So.
could never become compliant to.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah,
yeah. But if the West Side Infrastructure Project is doing things under the road, you know, it
There's
might
a
be.
section of Maple Street, that doesn't even have town sewage. There's houses on systems there,
Really?
which I didn't know until last year.
Hmm.
So that plays into it.
They have leach fields?
Yes.
Wow.
Well, interesting. All right, so get us a list.
Mhm.
We'll share it with Sheila, make sure that Downtown Development has it.
yeah,
And we'll
absolutely.
see what's available and proceed from there.
Okay.
Good?
I'm good.
All right.
Anything else?
No?
Great.
Anything?
Thanks for coming.
Okay.
Thanks for coming on our night.
Thank you.
Let's see. Jason,
Yes.
projects. We're just kind of looking to get
An idea.
an idea of what's kind of on the horizon here.
Okay.
Coming up.
Well, a little bit unclear, in terms of, have we had a commitment letter about any Chapter 90 funding?
Not yet.
Not yet. Well, typically, if we do get any, it comes about in May, which I think doesn't work well with the communities,
Yeah,
because
send that over to me. and we'll
you
work
get
with
the
you.
money in May, you don't know if you're getting it,
You're welcome.
and then now you gotta plan a project, so I try to keep a project list in the back of my head.
Well, we're getting Chapter 90 money.
It's a question of how much.
How much?
So typically, we get around 311.
Right.
Um,
It's typically in that area. I mean, it doesn't vary widely, so.
Right.
But still, what's the status? I heard that there was something signed by the governor for Madbrook.
Yes. It went through the Senate, passed, and the governor signed it. And right now, I'm trying to figure out how we put a little mitts on the money. It was a $750,000 dollar figure for the Met Road Bridge.
Was that the quote to fix the bridge?
We never got an official quote, but that was the money that was allocated, and that's the number I threw out, and that seems to be the working number based upon the Cider Mill Bridge. So, somewhat apples and apples.
Okay. And then how long will it take to,
I can't answer that.
once you get the money?
I can't answer that.
Is that a go out to bid type of thing, or is
Yes,
that? Okay.
yes. It's something that this outfit is interested in as well, that we'll be
Okay.
discussing here shortly.
All right.
Is that something highway could do, or does highway not wanna do it? Is it too big for?
There's a lot of environmental issues, that's what's holding up this Cider Mill Road.
Yeah.
Fish flows and everything else,
Hmm.
it's crazy. You know, to engineer a 3-foot culvert in a live stream is $100,000, well, we can do it for 3,
Right,
Hmm.
I know, yeah.
but it's gotta go through the right process.
Hmm.
I wish we could do it.
Are we in the process for Cider Mill?
Yes, yes. We've got we got a deadline of June for the commitment, so it's gonna go out to bid here shortly. It has to happen before June, not the bridge itself, but the bid project.
Yeah, so what's
So
your,
it's gonna happen this year.
so what's the
repair.
priority list? As far as Chapter 90 money and the highway department's
Well,
priority
this is the
list? Do you
last
have
year
a-
of 2 lease payments, so that consumes $100,000 right there.
Okay,
And I've got committed $200,000 right now to Town Farm Road, which I'm gonna change around. I think I'm gonna modify the project and do something slightly different, and you'll see it as I modify it, you're gonna have to sign it.
okay.
Same thing, but a little different. I may extend the project a little further up Town Farm. With that being said, we've got 2 roads in that vicinity, Brickyard and Bullard,
Mhm.
that I'd like to do something similar to. They're a total disaster. We've been across.
Yeah,
And there's quite a few houses on at least Brickyard and Bullard. So, and not this isn't a major resurfacing thing. It is a resurface thing I'd like to do. Clean it up. It's a disaster. We're spending thousands and thousands of dollars on patchwork.
right.
It's not lasting.
Is that something you would grind and make it a dirt road again?
Yes.
So you could grade it with the
Yes.
equipment that we have?
Yep.
Yeah.
It would go through Chapter 90. Do I have an estimate on it? No. I could throw out a couple $100,000. So we're chewing into it, and I think there's some other issues that may be coming down the pike that might affect how much money we have to spend this year. But
Okay.
those are my 2 road projects, and then obviously other in-house, aside from Chapter 90,
Right.
which would be in-house money.
Okay. Any questions on it?
Nope.
Anything else?
No,
Good.
just get everything done.
Yeah, get everything done.
Yes, Dave.
Good job, Jay.
Yeah. All right, and then, what do we got? Sheila, downtown, you had something for us? It's downtown streets and sidewalks is all my,
Okay.
whatever it is you,
Do we need Jason for anything? He's been out for 3 days, so.
I actually, did you
Plowing,
happen to
so.
put on the agenda the tree issue? Tree,
Sorry, Sheila.
No.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
Trying to get him home.
It's all right.
yeah. I thought there was something else that you needed to, I thought
Well,
you
I'll
and
be
Jason
part
were,
of this, but it can wait, but we were talking trees.
yeah, what, you have a tree thing?
I do. We've got a safety issue that's been going on for decades here. Heading out of town up 67 on New Braintree Road on that corner adjacent to the water department property. It's always shaded there. And it was my thought to hire a company to come in and not clear cut the entire property, but maybe do it in phases. So the sun can access the road there. Now the water department is the ownership, but the town actually owns the land. So as a tree warden, the jurisdiction falls after the roadway to the selectmen. So I've got some budget numbers to cut some of those trees off. And we're not talking a lot of money. And maybe a phased.
Well, we could have had that cut for solar for nothing.
Well,
Yeah, but it didn't happen, did it?
That's why
I
I'm
wasn't
laughing
a- I
because
wasn't a-
I'm waiting.
That group would be resurrected in a heartbeat, I think.
Well, he's talking about cutting it.
I'm not talking about clear cutting either.
That forest, remember up on Hillside Ave?
Yeah, all the ones
The
that
problem
fell.
we had with the trees up there?
Yeah.
The whole property is just a disaster waiting to happen, because the trees are old growth.
Mhm.
They're 80 feet tall, and they're old. If you go up there and you walk up there, you can see, there's gotta be 50 trees that are already down inside
Oh, yeah.
the property.
Well, can we get-
Old pine trees.
Can we
you
do
know?
like a cutting plan and have,
Well, that's what he's gonna try to set up, to,
oh, so that somebody will come
Yeah.
take it? They'll,
It's too big for us to handle.
yeah.
not to clear cut it, but
No,
to
cutting
select,
plan, right,
select
select cut.
cut
Yeah.
and make it safer.
Mhm.
Even those houses on Hillside Ave there, we lucked out with those 3 that came down.
I know,
Take
I
out the guy's
saw
house,
it, yeah.
you know.
So we're not talking a lot of money. I got some money in my tree account. And I thought perhaps a few days, and a daily rate for a company to come in is about $1,500. And I think you'd be surprised how much they can get done in a day. And like I said, it wouldn't be the whole thing, but it might be a little pilot where, let's do a little bit more next year. Clean it up a bit. I know the water department is interested in even working with a company to work around the reservoir, which they have to maintain based upon their water quality and the
Mm.
rot factor of different trees and whatnot. I don't know the particulars, but they were thinking that if this works out, they would get involved with perhaps utilizing a company to maintain the perimeter of the reservoir.
Yeah. Yeah, they think we can do like a cutting plan and do it in
I don't
short
think it would
phases,
be a-
or,
I don't think a forester would have to get involved.
no? We don't have to do, don't we make,
Well,
like,
there's thresholds, I think it's 25,000.
okay.
So, I think if we kept it under that, maybe it would, but I'll.
Oh, you're the tree warden, so they'd have to,
Well,
they'd only
but
be ticking
you
you.
guys are the custodians of the property.
Yeah.
I'm just the roadside guy.
But I mean, for the process,
Oh, yeah.
process, like,
Whatever's needed.
yeah, so if it was a cutting plan, right, it would be filed with you, right? If there was one,
The town,
I would imagine.
yeah.
Because I've been here for a while, and I've never seen a cutting plan, so, but I know they exist.
Well, there's logging operations that have come into play. I think the selectmen, I think it's conservation, basically, and then follow the correct guidelines.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So what's happening, the water is freezing on the roadway up there because it doesn't melt, is that?
There's no sun to get from it.
Right.
It's been going
yeah,
on for
and then it's a
forever.
curve.
Yeah, yeah.
And I certainly wouldn't want to upset any of the abutters there, so they would have to maybe sign off on it as well.
Yeah. Why don't we, what's your plan? I mean,
I'd like to do it before the end of the
Yeah.
fiscal year.
I'd like to have some kind of a hearing with the abutters to
Yeah.
see the plan, so they can hear what you plan on doing
Okay.
and talk to you about it and
Yeah.
voice any concerns, because like you said, that group will come roaring back if we
Well,
cut too much
I
or,
think with the propaganda should be that it's not gonna be solar. It's simply a safety
Mhm.
thing.
Right.
Yeah.
But you're not clear cutting either. So-
Well, if generally speaking, all the scrub would be out, but there'd be some select trees that would stay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah,
We
I
don't-
mean, and I would imagine that's a fire control, right? That's why,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
that's why California burns like crazy,
And
the
that's all
underbrush.
pretty up there.
Oh, yeah, yeah. We just don't want to get into the clear
Hmm.
cut thing, so.
So
Right.
proceed with some type of,
Yeah,
okay.
I think so. You?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if you can go up with a yellow ribbon, tie a yellow ribbon around the old
The
pine
old pine
tree,
tree.
and we'll see, you know, just to give
Oh,
people an
some
idea.
clearing limits?
Just something so that we can see what, walk through sometime.
Define the boundaries.
Put a
little bit.
sticker on it or something, so that we know what may happen.
Yeah.
Because if you say, yeah, we're gonna take down 50 trees, they're gonna say, oh no. But if you say, we're gonna take down the ones with the yellow ribbons on them, and, you know what I'm saying?
It's true.
That's a lot of ribbons.
Be conservative the first go around.
Yeah.
Just make it, you know, try to make it safe, that's all.
All right, and what's the other issue you
I don't
had to be around
know.
for?
I come here sort of for this as well.
All right, so let's take that up first. What's
So I'll give you
that?
that first, that way you can get out of here, Jay. And my other ones are short too after that. So I think Ashley sent this to you guys so that you all have this.
I printed it for you. Yeah.
As you know, we've been working with Complete Streets now to get that going, and we're at Tier 2, and Tier 3 is the actual application process, where we apply for the projects, for that to actually give us the funds to get the project done. The first 4 projects we had planned on applying for, and they're in the complete, I didn't bring that with me, but they're in the Complete Streets prioritization plan. And that was like numbers 1, 2, 3, and 6, I believe. And that included like the Main Street area and the sidewalks down along the street right here. At any rate, I talked to Jason about it. We've been working really closely with Highway and with the CMRPC. And I had reached out to the gentleman who wrote this letter. It says James Frazier, but he goes by Jeff, J-E-F. And I had actually reached out to him over a year ago via email, and then Jason happened to reach out to him as well, and it was kind of a confirmation of both of us reaching out to the same person. I know, Jason, you had walked around town with him a little bit and discussed some of the project, and then we had a couple of Zoom meetings together with some CMRPC professionals as well to discuss the project, and it was determined that we needed a master plan, basically, of the project to make sure that we're doing this either in phases or that it gets done correctly. And Jason had requested that, so we had both worked together to request Jeff Frazier and Bill, I forget his last name. What's that? Fit Palin, yep, from the BSC group to write up a scope and fee for us. So quickly, the overview on this is that what this scope and fee would include is the initial master plan effect would include gaining a detailed understanding, this is on page 2 if you guys have it, a detailed understanding of the area's physical characteristics and opportunities, developing a streetscape aesthetic that builds upon local character and culture, creates a sense of place, provides pedestrian comfort, enhances abutting businesses, and accommodates daily operations, and developing an integrated and flexible traffic, parking, and transportation framework that supports current uses and future growth of properties. Additionally, we recognize I won't read the whole letter, just so people can hear. Additionally, we recognize that developing achievable downtown improvement plans is not simply a matter of physically planning and designing, rather a dynamic plan that must coordinate with North Brookfield, their wider objectives and aspirations for future growth, be responsible to and incorporate existing initiatives and priority projects that may not be already underway, identify federal and state programs and funding opportunities with local actions, and coordinate strategic public investment to leverage private investment. So basically, the scope of services is to let us know how much this would all cost to create the plan and work with us. What this would give us with the funding that we would provide them would be, task 1 would be initial planning, which would be to project the initiation and analysis of existing conditions and develop a master plan and cost estimating, which that we could use to, I think would give us even more clout with Complete Streets when we put in our final application to get those funds, which the funds are up to $400,000, which I think we would probably get them all, because it's our first time in there as this town, and they want to get as many towns under their belt as they can. Not them, but Complete Streets itself. Task 2 would be phase 1 construction project, so that would be the actual shovel-ready stuff. Site survey, phase 1 design, and construction administration, so to help us work through the construction of that. I won't get into the rest of it, but prices are actually on the last page. On the last page is their project fees, which I will let, obviously you guys want to talk about this and discuss it and figure out, where we're at. But task 1, which would be the initial planning, the development of the master plan and cost estimating, that came to $10,800. If we decide to go through with that, I think it would be really beneficial to North Brookfield, again, to have that so that we have that as our master plan. Just so you know, if and when you guys want to sit, Jeff and Bill both said that they're ready to Zoom with you guys to talk over everything. They're very open about stuff.
I don't have,
We don't have any fees.
we
I
didn't get
have
the
it
fees
here. It
paid.
must have not copied
Oh.
right.
Oh.
Sorry, guys. It probably only copied the front and not the back. Do you want this?
She
to
said
the
$1 million
We want
bucks, and
the
I'm
backs.
looking for it, I don't
Yeah.
see it.
No
Sorry.
worries. I got a couple extra copies here.
Oh,
Oh, you need one?
that happens.
Just the numbers in
It's
the
on the back. Yeah, you got it on the
back.
back.
Jason gave me his.
I copied the front and not the back. So.
You guys need this one too?
Sure.
If you don't
This,
mind.
by the
No?
way, is pretty standard procedure,
Yeah,
formatted and the numbers associated.
So,
Yeah.
one really great thing that I know Bill and Jeff talked to us about at our last Zoom meeting we were just on last week was that they've already done, 4 to 5 other towns with complete streets?
yes.
So they're very versed with the complete streets process as a engineering group. So kind of excited about that they have several other towns that we can kind of use as, what's the wording I want to use, a reference point to check with them to see how their process went with this group to make sure that they were comfortable with the process and the people that they used for it. So anyway, initially I'm super excited that we at least have an engineer on board who's interested in the project.
Yeah.
And that it sounds like a pretty reasonable fee to start with. And something for you guys to discuss and talk about and figure out how we want to do that. With that being said, Jason doesn't know about this yet because this just happened yesterday. I was on a Zoom meeting with Carrie Salwa but it was with the Friends of the Townhouse and Bonnie Milner, and they invited Carrie to jump on. She's from CMRPC, and she had a bunch of new initiatives that literally just came out yesterday. She called me back like 2 hours later, jumped on another Zoom meeting with me, like I have time for this in between work, right? Which is awesome though. So there's a brand new umbrella grant that's coming out. You ready for this one?
I'm ready.
It starts next week on February 8th. We need to put in an expression of interest, which I guess is kind of a letter of interest, but that's how they're describing it. And it is 10 programs that the Department of Public Works or Mass Works or whatever they call it, Mass Works, Housing Choice, and a bunch of other grants. MassWorks, they're putting them all under one umbrella, so you don't have to apply for all 10 separately. It's almost like college. Like here's my giant application. Where does that fit into all these grants? And they kind of like say, hey, this is going to work here. This is going to work here. So it includes the Executive Office of Housing and Economic Development, which is MassWorks, Urban Agenda, and 43D Expedited Permitting. Those 3 grants. The Department of Housing and Community Development, which is the Housing Choice Capital Grants, Massachusetts Downtown Initiative Grant, the new Community Planning Grant, which is a new grant. There's another new grant that's called the Rural Development Fund. And then also under Mass Development, this application also serves for Brownfield, which I don't know that much about, site readiness, and there's another new grant called the New Underutilized Properties, which would be...
This is Brownfield here,
Okay.
the cleanup
Oh, yeah,
of the contaminated
Spots
sites.
that are covered
Yep.
over, you're
Mhm.
right. So we're really interested, downtown development, in creating this letter and getting ourselves on board. It's like a first come, first serve, so we want to just throw our letter in there so that we can let them know that we are very interested in this. The wicked cool thing about this grant is that it would give us the funding that we need for sewer and water for Main Street, which I'm super excited about. So that would kind of pull all of this together so we can hopefully get all the funds to be able to do all of that.
Okay,
So we're gonna start working on that, Jay.
That is they're basically loosening up the water.
Yeah, I'm pretty super excited about this.
There's less hoops to jump through.
Right, that's exactly what Carrie was saying too. It's a lot, they're making it really easy for people. And I'm like, I'll take it easy. So anyway, we're gonna jump on that one, but in the meantime, if the Board of Selectmen, I would ask that you guys highly consider that 10,800 to go towards creating the master plan. So we've got that piece to start working towards, and that would be pretty awesome.
So you're doing this in phases, not the bottom number.
Yeah, this is
49.
phases, yep.
You're looking for 10-8.
10-8, yep, to create the master plan, and then with that, we can send that over to Complete Streets. And then that's when we work on the site ready, the survey. And phase 1 design would be a little bit later. I don't know exactly how the timing would work out. We really have to work on that, but I know
Maybe
that.
next year, probably.
What's that?
It might be next year.
Yeah.
Well, probably will be next year. I was kind of hoping we could get stuff done in this year. If anything, the latest, we would have to have everything in by like September or October in order to get the funds for next year for spring. So, I think that's how that works.
Well,
But
I'm thinking fiscal.
The other thing
Don't
with
have the money
that, not to rush anything,
Right.
is that if we do take our time with that, we might be able to coordinate these two together at the same exact time. I'd have to see how that works out. We'd have to start playing some coordination games with that. With that being said, if we do decide to push this off to like next year or 2022 fall, we might want to consider applying for some of the other Complete Streets projects, like for the town common or down by Hannaford. We wanted to fix that area over there too, where that intersection comes up and the crosswalk's too long and it's really dangerous all inside of that area. Maybe we apply for that this year instead of this, because this is a big one. I'll have to talk to Jason about that. But either way, we still need the master plan to keep going forward with this.
Yeah, we'll have to talk to the finance committee and see if there's any funds that we can,
Scrounge.
yeah.
Yeah, that'd be
Because
awesome.
Well, I said next year, I meant
next fiscal year, yeah.
Oh, right.
Because this fiscal, not 2021, I mean
All right.
2021 half.
So we had intended to apply for the Complete Streets funding for this area but we'd have to get the application in May in order to get awarded in like September, October. So like you're gonna put in the application, you get it like 4 to 6 months later. It's kind of the flip. So every time you put in an application, you get 4 to 6 months to kind of have that keep going forward.
So you need the 10-8 in May.
If we put in for May, we can do the project in the fall. If we put the project in the fall, we can do, like for the funding, we can do the project in spring. So like
Yeah.
fall, spring.
This finance committee's meeting on the 10th,
Okay.
so we can talk with them and see if there's any.
Next Thursday?
Do you need me to be there?
I mean, I don't know that you have to be there, but
Or if they need me to be
just
there?
looking for 10-8.
Well, you're gonna be there? Well, Jay,
Anything
you're
left?
gonna be there.
Huh?
I'll be there
Anything
too.
left?
I don't know, that's why I
Well,
gotta
yeah.
talk to them, because I'm not sure what they have left after we had to transfer all that stuff out.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
next week's Wednesday.
Yeah,
Okay.
Well,
So-
I was looking at the fiscal, if you started afterwards of July. when
yeah,
does
because
that-
that's why we're starting to meet now, because we have budgets coming in, so we gotta start meeting and trying to figure out where we're gonna be at and how much we feel comfortable going into the next year in the red, because that's always the battle.
Yeah.
You go in the red thinking you're gonna get the money to balance it out in the free cash. So,
On a wing and a prayer.
yeah, exactly, well, that's what it
Yeah,
is.
I know
How much do you feel comfortable?
The Great American Hero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I got for that. If you wanna take off, you can.
Thank you.
Okay,
Do you
sorry.
need to stay?
No, that's okay. You don't have to.
Yeah,
Thank you.
just take a run around the air and plow out.
Get your shovel up. Will you, Jay? Come on, do something around here. Will you? Go.
Have a good night.
Thanks.
Thanks, Jason.
Thanks, Jason.
Thanks for coming.
The only two things that I have left that I just want to let you guys know is 2 of the grants that I brought to you guys at the beginning of the year here in January, we got awarded.
Nice.
Yay!
Oh, nice.
So, one of them is called the Local Rapid Recovery Plan. It's the LRRP.
Mm-hmm.
It's a technology grant, so there's no funds. They give us professionals to write up a plan. So I know that sounds a little bit lame that we have a lot of plans everywhere, but the nice thing about the plans is that we can use those plans with our grant applications, and it makes our grant applications that much more like beefy and meaty so that we can get that. So we can get actual funds from those. So that's really great. So this local rapid recovery planning is for assistance with funding resources, implementation, business development strategies, and sustainability, program to attract pop-up retailers and vacant storefronts, projection lighting or logo projections on the downtown buildings, targeted place-making investments to streets, sidewalks, and public spaces, improving desirability of the downtown properties and existing businesses, facade and storefront signage improvements, and facilities for outdoor activities, and cohesive walkability downtown and outdoor recreation planning. So it's a, like I said, it's a technology grant, so it's for technical assistance. So there's no funds coming or going, it's human beings that are gonna be helping us out with the strategy. With that being said, the other one is the cultural grant for virtual programming, and that was through Friends of the Townhouse and the Cultural Council, and they got awarded their cultural grant for visual programming. So that should hopefully be awarded sometime in February or March, and I believe that is funding. And Marilyn Borst is working with Carrie McCarthy on that. It's a local cultural council pre-programming event. So what it is kind of instead of us having events outside for people to be gathering and listening to music or painting or anything like that, it's all virtual. So it's all North Brookfield local artisans who can be featured locally through Friends of the Townhouse.
Where do you see it?
Online. And they're gonna also put it on YouTube.
Right up your alley, John.
Yep.
Yeah,
You'll
you'll
be
love
on.
it, John. Well, I'm hoping some of it might be able to be outside and we can film it outside, and maybe some people can come out and be, you know, both socially distanced and virtually distanced from each other, so that way we can post it outside too. So I'm super excited about that. And are you guys talking about Thursday night?
Yeah, I'll make an announcement and then.
Okay.
What time is it?
That's at 6:30 online.
6:30 online. Yep. Remind me.
I will text you.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's all I got.
Perfect.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Next up, appointing Kathy Crevier to the Beach Committee.
She's not here if you want to wait, or you
Yeah,
can still
we-
appoint her.
We know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
She
know.
was here last
She was
week.
here last
She
week,
was, yeah.
thinking, yeah.
So she's the only one now that's done the paperwork and,
No, Tara said there's another, I can't remember first name, Jablonski.
Yeah, Joe Jablonski.
He's on the town beach committee too.
Did he get sworn in?
He did get sworn in, and
Okay.
then that was the last
That's
that we
it.
ever heard from him,
Okay,
so.
so we'll have to introduce them.
yeah,
So
yep.
they can start. And there's gonna be 3.
That'll make it 2,
Yeah.
with Kathy being
So
on
we
there,
need
so we'll
one
still have
more.
one more.
To be on there.
Yep.
Okay. Yep.
Well, they can.
John
get
John
working.
Tripp, ex officio.
Yeah. Well, if we make it the recreational commission,
Yeah, with the
that
parks and rec
encompasses the
kind of
rail
thing.
trail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Let's not do that right now.
I move to appoint Kathy Crevier to the Town Beach Committee.
Second.
Motion made, seconded, all in favor?
Aye. Thank you.
That's done. Do we have her,
Yeah, I have it here.
so just tell her to,
Yep, I'll tell her to come get sworn in, and Tara will give her the stuff she needs.
And we still need someone for the common committee, the playground committee, because Mike Doe is up this year, I think. His term is up.
He's not running?
I don't know.
I don't know. That'd be a question for Tara.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's all,
Good
But
question
if-
for Mike.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have to, I'll reach out to Mike, see if he's
See if he
planning on-
wants it again or
Yep.
whatever, because if somebody else would be interested, that would
Yep.
be okay too.
Then the audit management letter, what's this now?
That's for the
annual-
audit. It's just the
annual
annual
audit.
audit. We're just agreeing to their, pretty standard.
And that's, is it for the amount that we budgeted, or are
Ann
we?
didn't say otherwise, so I'm assuming.
So I'll probably need a motion to authorize that.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Alright.
Tara just texted me and said that Mike hasn't taken papers or responded to her.
Okay. I'll ask him. And then what, PVPC, what's this?
This is just a contract amendment for this latest grant that we're in to add some funding to someone's house.
That's through CMRPC and that
Yeah,
Yeah,
repair
yeah, the
funding.
DHCD,
Yeah.
all the letters, yes.
Yep.
oh, okay, so it's all funded under the grant, they just need us
Yeah.
to approve their increase?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, a motion? Looks like they added 6,000. Motion made,
Second.
all in
I was
favor?
reading, sorry.
Aye.
All right. Then what? Fire report. Want to fire through that, Jason?
Sure. So the monthly fire report for November and December 2020. We had many parades for holidays around town. Ordered new oil injection tank for the hovercraft. Installed high-performance nozzles for engine 1 pre-connects. Added 200 feet of pre-connect extension line off large discharge port. New Rescue 1 for long-distance fire attack with limited personnel response. Example, 4th floor Grove Street housing, ceiling fires in our Main Street block buildings. 22 new portable radios. Replaced one chainsaw on forestry, and all trucks have a chainsaw, and we have 2 roof vent saws. Fire prevention. Continued working on pre-fire plans. Continued to respond as needed for any after-action situations. Started street numbering system. Installed few smoke detectors on the Red Cross program. Conducted more business inspections. Fire prevention has assisted with making some very large housing units with safety issues regarding smoke detectors and carbon monoxide systems. We still have standing orders to never leave a residence once inside without working smoke and carbon monoxide detectors with our detector loan program. Follow-up is always done with the owners. In process of 2 large industrial buildings getting engineered alarm systems approved. Training, the group training continued as allowed regarding COVID restrictions. Hovercraft training and ice rescue. General cleaning and repaired the truck fill pipe, and they had the boiler serviced. They had false alarms, 12 faulty detectors, 1 riding lawnmower, fire involving 5 gallons of gas, well involved next to the home. 2 structure fires, mutual aid to West Brookfield, 1 chimney fire, 1 large camper fire fully involved, 1 brush fire, 1 outside rubbish fire, numerous medical assists, 1 motor vehicle accident, several carbon monoxide calls, and 4 illegal burns. $10,000 equipment grant from Department of Fire Services coming in February. $4,500 safety grant also approved Department of Fire Services. They've applied for a firefighter assistance grant for turnout gear, $130,000 with hopes to avoid coming to the town for a second lease in 2 years regarding the other 30 sets that will no longer be compliant. Also actively looking for used snowmobile and quad for the department regarding rescues on our trail networks and parks. Please have anyone call the station number at 508-867-0210 if anyone has a good machine we could check out. We have had to carry injured individuals long distances from trails and wooded areas in the past and would like to be much better prepared for those types of incidents. I have a line on a double trailer to haul a snowmobile and or quad. I have applied for grants regarding same with no luck to date. And then would like to thank all town agencies for their assistance during all responses. Thank you, Chief Holloway.
So motion to accept the report of the fire chief for what, November, December?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. All right, so what else do we got?
Just a couple announcements.
Public comment, anything?
I just want to say I'm still waiting to hear what the owner has planned for the building. Obviously, in the long term, we can't be there with the museum forever. And it's just thinking what they're talking about the cemetery. I know I've come across some information on, like when they did an improvement to it. I have to see if I can find that, but I don't recall any iron gates or anything, but they did have a picket fence around it. And I'll see if I can look that stuff up, but it's kind of cold down there to be spending too much time to do much research. It's like 40 degrees down there.
Wow.
So about an hour before it's like really cold. But
Is there no heat at all down there?
well, there's heat, but it's electric heat, and I don't know what the new owner.
How do the pipes not freeze down there, the water pipes?
Well, they have a minimal amount of piping, with some radiated piping. Like I say, it's like around 40 degrees,
Yeah.
which keeps it from freezing.
Just about, yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to use. We had an agreement with Munns. We were paying for electric, but I don't know what this. I haven't heard from this guy, so I don't want to be using anything yet until I kind of figure out what he wants to do. But anyway, I know I have information on that cemetery. I'll try to look it up, and it might be helpful to get some information for them at some point. But yeah, it's kind of still kind of.
Wait till spring.
Yeah, that's kind of. Wait until it warms up a little bit, but.
Is that something, the wall and everything, you could hire someone like Dave Jones to repair that? Or if you do grant money, you have to use
Well,
the bid and stuff?
the section from the stairs down at least has to come out completely and be rebuilt.
Redone? Yeah.
Well, it's pushing out quite a ways, and
Yeah. I know the sidewalk's only that big, so it's
Yeah.
come out. Yeah.
and then because it's a set of stairs, we'll probably need to put some type of handrail on it too if we're going to touch it. So
Yeah.
So you get anything?
No.
Really? I don't
I'm
believe
shocked.
it. I don't believe it. Are you serious?
What do you want to talk about? I think the highway's done a good job with the snow removal. They're still working on the sidewalks. They got a new guy running the little snow blower there, and he seems to be doing a decent job when they can get him to get in it. So they're working on that.
all right,
You get anything?
nope.
So we have one announcement,
Two.
two
There's one
announcements.
on the back.
Okay.
Yeah, don't forget the one on the back.
Yeah, that's me.
Oh, so it is on here. The February 4th public forum for the master plan. So that is what, Thursday night?
Thursday night.
Thursday night, 6:30. The link is on the website.
Yes, it is.
So.
It's on the calendar and it's under news and announcements.
Okay, so it's available if you want to join the master plan. I think this is what, for 10 years? Is that the master
I
plan
believe
goes
so.
for 10 years?
Yeah, this is specifically for open space and recreation section.
Yeah.
So it's not the complete master plan, but it's that specific section.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Only what, 3 years behind
Yeah, that's about.
on that?
Yeah, but we need a master plan in place in order to get grants, because a lot of stuff requires it. All right, so Thursday night, 6:30 on Zoom. Get the link on the website and join us. If you have any input, for open space,
Open space and recreation.
recreation. All right, and then, what's the other one? Madbrook Road?
Just that.
Oh, they
just
just
that
wanted us to
pass.
announce it, the
Yeah.
Madbrook Road. It passed the Senate and the governor signed the bill. The highway superintendent says it's $750,000 to repair that bridge so that it can become a through route again. Date is not set yet, right? We're
No.
still waiting. He wants to get his hands on the money before we send it out to bid, so nothing in the short term, but
While it is exciting that the money got signed and approved by the governor, we collected a check for the Cider Mill Road Bridge 4 years ago, maybe more now, and that will hopefully get done this year. We had to wait for conservation, we had to wait for a lot of different things regarding fish and whatever other wildlife that it would impact to be
we do a victim.
studied. Yeah. So,
What about the plowing thing? Is that just in here for?
Oh, yeah, that's just for you guys, to sign one copy, because you approved it last
Yeah.
meeting.
Oh, we
but you had
we just
wanted-
need some
Yeah, you
signatures
had
on
wanted
them.
a signature.
Aye.
on
Did
it,
we
so-
tell Jason that we approved?
Yeah, I told him.
Okay.
Good. Anything else?
I move to adjourn.
Second.
All right, all in favor? Aye. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.